Hey guys, it's Wizzy1062 and
I'm Cute Joe slash Mr. Jigglebob slash the cool dude slash YOLO and slash awesome.
okay. Wow, okay. So basically, we're gonna do another episode of Storytime.
Story time,
And
yay!
this time, I'm going to tell something in real life, and we're each gonna tell one story.
Yeah.
So, my story took place October 31st, 2013. If none of you really care to look, that's Halloween.
Well, I think most of them probably would know, unless...
Yeah, I hope a lot of people know that that's Halloween.
Alright.
I hope. So anyways, it was Halloween, and I was spending the night at my friend's house, and I'm not gonna say the name of my friend, but cause no one would know. But I spent the night at my friend's house for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
We stayed up, trick-or-treating until maybe, I don't know, 10. And cause his mom wanted us back. So, we came back, and and his dad wanted us to fall asleep by 11. So our first thought was, okay, we can play until 11, then at 11 we turn it off for a half an hour, and then his dad's gonna go to bed, and then we could jump right back on GTA 5, and we could play some more of that. And we could just stay up all night. Well, that didn't go as planned, because after half an hour of just chilling, talking to each other, in sleeping bags next to each other in his game room, we got, and we heard his dad go to bed, so we were like, oh, okay, now we can actually hop back on GTA 5. That didn't go too well, because once we got onto GTA 5 and we played it for maybe 15 minutes, we were like, I'm bored. And we were like, do you got any other games? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, oh no, they're all in my brother's room. And his brother is 18, and he had school the next day, but we didn't. But he had school the next day. So we got me and him and my other friend that was there. Okay, there's 4 of us sleeping over, just by the way. And my friend that was his house, me, him, and one of our other friends came with us. And when he credit card his brother's door to make it unlock, and his dad was sleeping downstairs because he was watching a movie, but his dad never really makes it through movies late at night, so he was sleeping downstairs, because there's also an alarm system, and he didn't want to trigger it by walking upstairs. So there was an alarm system, so we couldn't go downstairs, but he could turn off the alarm system if he wanted to go upstairs. So we couldn't go down, but he could go up if he wanted to. And his brother's hallway was only maybe a couple feet away from his door. And so we were upstairs, and he snuck into his brother's room. He said, okay, give me a second, I'm gonna try to find the game. We figured, okay, he's gonna find the game. Now, for some reason, we don't even know how, we were really, really silent, whispering really, really quiet. And somehow, his dad heard us, and we heard him get up off the couch and start walking up the staircase that was only at least 10 feet from the door, because his staircase wraps around a wall, right? It wraps around a little spiral wall. It's like a little mini spiral staircase, and it wraps around the wall, and we hear him start to climb up the staircase, and we close his brother's door with my friend inside. That was his house. We close the door with him inside, and me and my other friend, we sprinted down the hallway, and he dove through the door, and I ran through the door and closed it behind us in the room that we were staying in. And I figured, okay, we're safe. And then afterwards, we started thinking, did we just screw our friend up by leaving him and not telling him that his dad was coming? So I started thinking about that. Next thing that we know, we hear the door open, and um his dad screaming at him. So, and he didn't even make noise. So the first thing that we do is we hear somebody start to walk to our room. So we figured that his dad was trying to check up on us or something. He checks up every once in a while. So we basically we there was two beds because his cousin always slept over. And us three that were in the room at the time, we all just went right beneath the beds and just sat there, just hoping that it wasn't his dad, and so that we didn't get caught, because his dad would have gotten more mad at us than he would have got at his own son. So we dove through, and we just sat there as quiet as we could be, and he opens the door, and what do you know, it's our friend that got in trouble. So his dad walks in after him and is like, "You guys go to bed." And we don't really take that seriously, but now we're just sitting there in between the beds, bored out of our minds. Sitting there in what turned out to be a fun sleepover that we were supposed to stay up all night, have some fun. It turned into boring, sitting there, talking to each other, telling stories, who we like. It's basically all we sat there and did. Really, really, really boring. And my friend that owns the house fell asleep, and my other friend fell asleep. So they passed out, and it was just me and my other friend that I came with. So we just sat there and we messed with our other two friends all night long, and we just sat there eating candy and stuff. I stayed up all night just because I wasn't tired. I maybe had a half an hour nap from 4:30 to 5. And my mom was supposed to pick me up at 6 because we were going car shopping. I woke up. I had a nap from 4:30 to 5. I woke up at 5:15. His dad walks in the door, and my friend that was sleeping next to me that came with me, his name's Ben and my name's Cameron. So his dad walked in and was like, and he stared at me and was like, "Ben, why are you awake?" And I'm like, "What?" And I felt so horrible at this moment. I felt horrible because I was just so, I wouldn't want to call it high off candy, but that's basically what it was. I was candy drunk. I was so that was the worst feeling I ever had in my life.
Was he?
So basically, that was the worst night I've ever probably say I could have had.
Did you make
And
sure? Wait, Wizzy. Did you make sure that you've been recording?
yeah, I am.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. Stop.
But it did stop for a second, but I'm back. That was, I felt so candy drunk. That's basically what I felt like. I was drunk off candy. I felt so horrible that I sat up. My head was heavy. Everything was heavy. I was so tired. And and his dad looked at me and was like, Ben, why are you awake? And the first thing I do, I look over at my friend Ben sleeping so I'm thinking, oh, okay, he's asleep. Or, um, it's probably just he just thought Ben was awake. And then I look at Ben, and then I look back at him, and then he's like, "No, you. Why aren't you asleep?" And I'm just like, "What?" And he's like, "Ben, why are you awake?" And I'm just staring at him going, "What?" And he's like, "Ben," and he points at me. And I'm like, "No, I'm Cameron, that's Ben." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So I was already like freaked out, and I was just so tired. I didn't know what to do. And he's like, "Oh, anyways, Ben, your dad's here. And Ben, your mom's here." That's what he said, and he was staring at me, and I'm like, "Did you not listen to what I just said 2 seconds ago? I'm not Ben." And I kicked Ben, and I'm like, "Mom, my mom's here to pick us up." And he's like, okay." So we get our shoes on, and I am just like struggling. I am walking so horrible. I freaking we freaking go in the driveway and walk into our car and start walking. Not walking. We drive away, and my mom is just staring at me as I'm like staring into the distance, and I have like a weird like expression on my face, basically saying I feel horrible. And my mom's like, "Are you okay?" And I come home, and then the next day, what do you know? I gotta go car shopping for 5 hours, just sitting in the car, looking at other cars so that my brother could buy a car. Going, "This sucks," and wanting to go home as I'm candy drunk. So basically, that was the worst night I've ever had in my life so far. Joel, you want to tell us a story?
Okay, I'm gonna tell a Minecraft story because I found one that's actually good enough to be a story. Okay, this was this was a while ago when, like, around when I, like, maybe a hat.
Wait, 1 second. We're having technical difficulties. Let me handle this for a second. We will be right back. Wait.
Okay, well, my story's gonna be Minecraft, as I said. But, yeah. And this was around when I was kind of noobish at Minecraft.
Noobish.
Yeah.
Noobish. Okay, let's just... Noobish.
Yeah. And it was like maybe 3 months in, maybe 6 actually.
6 months in and you were a noob?
Well, no, I said more noobish. Like, I wasn't a noob, but I was like noobish at certain things, like just like for certain things. I mean,
My paint's lagging. I was trying to write noob across the screen. My paint's lagging.
but I wasn't like a complete
Why?
noob. But okay, wait, I'm not sure, but this was when I became co-owner of my first server.
Witchcraft.
Shadow 092.
Witchcraft. With me.
Yeah. I don't think it was called Wishcraft at the beginning.
Yes, it was.
Or, oh,
That was the first one.
oh yeah, the second. Yeah.
Then the second one was Metalcraft.
Oh yeah. And okay, on Wishcraft, I first became it because I was on this server called Lockcraft, and there's like, I need staff, blah 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 blah.
So was I.
And I was like, sure, why not? That's how me and Wizzy first met on like Minecraft, except we didn't Skype each other until maybe a year later,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And we didn't even know each other when we first started Skyping. It was like, oh, I know you. I know you. You're from that one server. Yeah. We
Yeah.
just started Skyping.
Yeah, we met on we started Skyping on Titancraft, like a while after. It's kind
Yeah,
of
we did.
surprising we both were on at the same time though. Okay.
That was really weird. Because of Quebec. A regular that was on the server.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go on the server, because Quebec was like, I checked
The
out
staff on there.
and I was like, okay, sure, I'll check it out. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. Okay, on Shadow's server. Okay, he made, like, he was doing like a thing where like he had world ended and stuff, and everything, all these plugins and stuff, and I was just amazed, like, out of my mind. And then after a while, he like shut down the server after like a few months, and then he made a new server, but I never knew about it, cause
Oh, you're telling that story.
yeah, I never knew.
Just to let you guys know, this is the same story for both of us, because we both didn't know.
Yeah,
Basically.
we didn't know. Well, I think Wizzy found out a little bit earlier than me.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say something for this part.
Yeah.
I was just thinking one day, what could I heard from Shadow, and I saw that he was actively online in Engine, but he wasn't doing anything, and I didn't look at his websites. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's another cool server that maybe if I take out everything before the colon, no, if I take out everything after the colon, maybe I'll find a cooler server. I take out everything after the colon, this server pops up, and then Joel,
Yeah.
I was pointing to you,
Oh
saying,
yeah. Okay, the server pops up, Metalcraft, and it's like, all right, and then, well, it wasn't like the exact same for me. It was a little bit different for me, how I found it
Yeah.
out. But like, I'm gonna tell Lizzie's story. He like found it, and it was Metalcraft, right? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, it was Metalcraft, and it had a bunch of statues and stuff.
And it was like, Wizzy! And it's like,
And so the first thing I do, me and Joel knew each other at the time, and this was like maybe a year later after Wishcraft closed, and me and Joel knew each other, and the first thing I do, I go right on Skype and I'm like, Joel, there's a new server. Take out everything after the colon. It's a whole new server.
wait, did I know you on Skype? I forget.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I did.
Because it was like a year after we played on Titancraft.
Oh, it wasn't a year after we played.
It was like 5-6 months.
No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been.
3-4 months.
No, it couldn't have been. I think it was.
No, it was 3 or 4 months. It was a large amount of time.
No. Cause didn't we meet in July this year?
No.
Like on Titancraft?
No. We've at least known each other for like a year, so.
Yeah, no, but I think I've had you on Skype.
First time that we've had each other for at least a year on Skype. But anyways, we're getting off topic.
Okay, yeah. I'm not completely sure with the time.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't think we're either completely sure with the time, but like.
Oh, I think I told Ryan.
Yeah.
Saying,
No,
I told Ryan,
Yeah,
saying, dude, Wishcraft is now Metalcraft.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
it probably was right, because I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was even before
I don't think I
had
knew
Skype.
you.
I got like Skype a few days before I met you.
Now thinking about it, I think I texted. I think I texted.
Oh, wow. But we're both kind of getting off topic, but yeah. Okay, that's how Wizzy got it. But then I was bored one day, and I was like, you know what, I'll go on Engine. And Shadow...
Oh my god.
I went on engine one day.
Okay, I'm recording this time. Good. Okay, go.
Okay. So I went on engine one day, and Shadow gave me a ton of IPs, and I'm like, Shadow, I'm just like mad at you, just because it's been so long, and like I didn't even know what this server was, so I just went on, and Shadow kept spamming me like, Joe, where were you? And it's like, and I like replied back that it's like I don't check my engine like even once a day. I maybe check it every few months, unless I'm like checking something that's like,
Unless you're bored.
yeah,
Like I
unless
am.
I'm bored and like stuff like that. But like that, I was probably bored that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like customize my homepage and like make it more personal and stuff like that. But then since I saw that, and like yeah, and I think
That's the complete opposite story of how I got there and how they love me.
yeah, but
Cause basically I was the rebel. You were like, not to be offensive, you were like their slave. No offense.
yeah, no, I was honestly, yeah.
Cause first thing I do when I get on the server, I I wanted to build the Olympics for a long time. So the first thing I do when I get on the server, I help him for maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, can I build the Olympics? And he's like, okay. And the jerk that he was, and probably still is, prepare.
Wait, just
So the jerk that he was, and the jerk that he still probably is, I was building the Olympics with the help of two of my other friends. I think one was Joel. And we were building the Olympics. We built the entire Olympic stadium that could probably hold a lot, probably 1,000 Minecrafters. And it was about maybe over 100 by 100. Clearly over 100 by 100.
yeah.
It was huge. It had track and field. It had a swimming pool. It had everything. And then afterwards, Shadow goes, why didn't you use World Edit? And I just stared at him and was like, are you kidding me right now? It took us probably 2 days. And he just says, oh, you should have did World Edit.
So
And I was like, what?
he wasted like 2 days. Oh my god.
Wasted 2 days when you could have just did it in 2 seconds with World Edit.
Yeah, I know. But Wizzy, you know, with the build, I think I did help you, but I didn't
Yeah,
help
you did.
that much. Like
You
did.
you
most of it.
came and then left.
Yeah.
Me and that Mike Miners dude.
Oh
Me
yeah.
and him did that.
Yeah, I like I. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It'd be. Yeah.
So basically, he was a jerk, and nobody told me that they were making a new server. I checked my engine, I checked everything, basically. No one told me that he was making a new server, so I was like, oh, he's probably not. So that one day that I switched the IP up a little, and then I come on, and I realize, oh, this is his server, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a cool server, it has a nice spawn. And then I look at it for a second, and I look at the staff wall, and then all of my friends from Wishcraft are on it, and Shiloh is the owner. I'm like, what? It's basically, and they came on, and they were like, hey, Wizzy. Like, not even, like,
No.
surprised that I was there, just like, oh, hi. So tell your side of the story, Joel.
Okay, so yeah, I came on and everyone like went crazy, and like I think Wizzy probably was thinking Wizzy was on at the time too,
Yeah.
and he probably was like, wow, they like hated me.
It did piss me off because I had like 3 people, including Shao, say, hey, Wizzy. Not even like with enthusiasm, not with anything. No smiley faces, just hey. And then Joel comes on there and was like, oh my god, hey Joel, smiley faces, exclamation points, hey. And it's like, what? And it was like 2 minutes after I logged on.
Was it really that Did we really find out about it the same day?
Yeah, we did.
Oh wow, really? I did not.
Yeah, you joined like right after me.
That's actually kind
Yeah.
of surprising because I just randomly checked my engine one day.
And I just randomly was like, what if I change everything after the colon and erase that?
That's actually really funny. But yeah, and then after that, he closed down the server again and never put it back up.
And I've never heard from him since.
Well, except the one time I added him on Skype and talked to him.
He disadded me.
Yeah, but I
As you can see, we're that close of friends. He disadded me.
he, like, I mean, he probably never made a server again because, like,
No, I talked with him for a second. He's not making another one.
I think he's done with all the servers.
He is, yeah.
So, after all that, like, after all that work and building and stuff,
And then he just realized, you know what, I'm gonna stop.
yeah.
And it was so sucky. The one day that he decided to close down the second server for good, he was like, no, Wishcraft, the server that we were just on, it was the first server that I was ever her staff on and I had op on, and
Yeah.
I didn't own it. But no, it was the first time I actually had creative in op.
Yeah,
playing
me
with-
too. Me too.
Playing multiplayer.
Me too.
So I was like so happy. A month after I was on the server and we were all staff on the server, we made towns and stuff, he just decides, the literally message, he wasn't even on, he broadcasted, server will be shutting down for a while. And it said, and it kicked everybody and said the server will be shutting down for a while.
Uh-oh.
So everybody just waited until he opened
No,
that.
I wasn't even on at the time, so I didn't
Oh.
know about that.
It was like me, Schmellens, Mike Mines.
I kind of just waited, like, no, you know what, Schmellens, was it? No,
You're just a jerk to me.
Schmellens?
You know how I know she was a jerk to me?
Why?
Because we were doing a building challenge one time, and it was me and Ryan and Schmellens was the judge. We built the exact same, and it was a beach.
Yeah.
We built the exact same beach basically, and she looked at mine and was like, "Yours is too square."
Oh yeah, I remember you
And I'm like,
saying
what?
that story.
And
I remember
I was
you
just like,
saying
what?
that someone
Too square?
It's
So she's like,
Minecraft!
Ryan wins.
My
It's like Ryan wins. Yours is too square. What? I remember saying, do I need to add a circle? Do I need to add a circle somewhere?
and I think that's about it for this.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, this was like a 30 minutes.
Well, there might be a continuation at some point when I remember a funnier story about those two servers. I think I might know, like...
What's funnier than
Yeah.
saying that something in Minecraft is too square?
Well, that's so true. But, alright. Well, that'll wrap it up.